Hey guys, welcome back to another Ingham Twat Down. That's right, it's my new word, Twat Down. Before I get into it, please, if you haven't already, please can you go and subscribe, or follow me rather, on my Instagram, which is at officialdougal. Don't forget, if you think you are already following, you may not be, please check and go and do it. Thank you so much. Right, let's get into it. They've had quite the week, have the Inghams. They've gone off to Edinburgh. But first of all, before they did that, they opened Mila's long-awaited Christmas present, their main Christmas present, and it was a piano, which she is going to have so much joy out of. But the issue that most people had was the fact that Jace took over, and I'm not going to bash either of them or any of the kids, but what happened was that everybody knows that Jace is kind of spoiled a little bit more than everybody else. You know, Sarah seems to be like moulding him into something which she's going to regret, and she did say after Mila opened the gift that Jace was a lucky boy, which was a very weird way of putting it, given that it's Mila's and not Jace's, but you know, there you go. Sarah's doing some homeschooling or preschooling with Jace at the moment, and she's taking great delight in showing us, and you know, but she also said that Jace is having difficulty sitting still in, you know, these sessions, and she's wondering why that might be. Is it because like Jace is only 3 and that's just him, or is it because he's a boy, because she didn't have this trouble with the girls? Or is it because it's just in his nature? Or is it in fact because he is homeschooled and it's not at school, basically? And yes, Sarah, I'd have to say it's 100% because he's too distracted. It may have something to do with his age. Obviously, he's only 3. But he's way too distracted. He's at home and he's got all these toys and all these distractions going on around him. He's got all these snacks. As Sarah said, Jace is off to get a snack at the moment. He's 3. Why would you allow a 3-year-old just to go and grab their own snack? That's just... you just wouldn't. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent here. And oh yeah, my favourite part of that vlog was the fact that Chris and Sarah went to their local art gallery to pick up some new artwork that is at the range. That's right. I love it when they act all like really arty and, you know, sophisticated, and they're shopping for art at the range. Fantastic. Now, on to more serious issues, and that is they went off to Edinburgh, and they must have forgotten, but you know, I mean, it's easily done, isn't it? But their daughter, the 17-year-old daughter, who's been studying avidly over the last few months, she has been studying. We've been told that she's studying and she's working hard and everything else, you know, and don't forget, it is absolutely imperative by law that she does study. Now, she's only 17. She can't leave school till she's 18. And yeah, it's her exams. It's been her exams this week. Apparently, now they've told us previously, they've not gone into too much detail, but they have told us that it is January, Isabel is either taking or retaking exams. We don't know which ones because they haven't told us. But that doesn't really matter. What matters is the fact that the one exam that we do know that she would have been taking for definite is maths, because in the summer they went to great lengths to tell us this story about how Isabel left her maths exam too early and didn't finish it by mistake. So we know that she won't have passed that one, right? And given that it's necessary for her to actually take maths, English and maths, she's already passed English apparently. So her maths exam was on Tuesday, her first maths exam last Tuesday, and they were in Edinburgh at the time, so I don't know if they're aware. I mean, who knows? They might have changed their mind. They might not be taking them in January, but this is the information that we have, and what can I say? Couldn't care less, could they? Absolutely not. I mean, Sarah said last week, I think it was, that that they were getting ready for going back to school and everything, and then later on in the same vlog she says we're going away next week. And I'm like, you just said you're getting ready to start school up again, but then you're going away again. When is this schoolwork actually been taking place ever? Although they have had plenty of history exams and stuff, I've got to say, I can't be completely I can't be completely critical of them. They have had plenty of history work and studying whilst they've been away. They've been in Edinburgh Castle, and Chris says that they've got right back into the whole history of Scotland, and they're gonna watch rain again. Remember the ultra the ultra realistic and totally not fictional TV series documentary. Do you remember when Sarah called it a documentary? Yeah, it was fantastic. Rain, about Mary, Queen of Scots. And they've been to the prettiest museum in Scotland. That's right. Both Isabel on her Instagram described it as a pretty museum. She didn't tell us which museum it was, just that it was pretty. Yeah. And it doesn't surprise me, given on the equivalent vlog, Chris also described it as being pretty. So these people, they just blow my mind constantly. Anyway, yeah, they went to, but they did embarrass themselves. The title of that vlog at the Museum of Scotland was Teens Inappropriate Behaviour, and we all know what Chris's idea behind that title was, but the inappropriate behaviour was the fact that they were laughing. I think this was what it was. Anyway, they were laughing at a sperm whale that was in the museum. That was it, right? But what I regarded well, the inappropriate behaviour was the fact that they actually allowed their kids to lie down in the middle of I mean, when I say their kids, their 17-year-old daughter, right? They wanted to measure how long the whale was, so they they lay down on the floor to see how many lengths of themselves the whale was, and they had Isabel lying on the floor in the middle of a museum. I mean, if if I had done that, and I'm sure if most people, your parents would be like ashamed, they would be embarrassed. They'd say, "Get the hell up off the floor now," and not just, it's embarrassing, but you put in your all your clothes or just all over the dirty floor. It's not gonna be clean, is it? I don't know, right? I don't know. It made me think, what the hell are they doing? What? And yeah. But they constantly embarrass themselves, just like the incident last week, where Sarah was bad-mouthing the company that did their patio floor, the patio, because it flooded, and she outed the company on Instagram, saying that's what you get when you pay 5 figures for a patio. But the funny thing is that when they hired this company to do the patio, they were full of praise for them. It was a massive company, it's a huge company who dropped everything just to do the Inghams patio, and they do shopping centres and everything. They are really big and amazing company that just, they lowered themselves to do the Inghams patio. But now this is a crap company, and Sarah's saying that they wasted a lot of money on it. There you go. One more thing that I need to address here is Sarah. Sarah and Chris, they're constant. They went to a restaurant. They said it was a vegan restaurant, right? And it wasn't a vegan restaurant, it was a vegetarian restaurant. Why the hell can they not tell the difference between the two? There's a major difference between being vegan and vegetarian. I'm not either, but I do know that it is, one is you don't eat meat, and the other, you don't eat anything to do with meat, including dairy products, right? And they said, we went to this vegan restaurant and we had mac and cheese. Did they not realise that mac and cheese, if it was a vegan, would not contain proper cheese? That didn't even that doesn't strike them as, I mean, obviously they, these vegans, they have their alternatives and stuff like that. I wouldn't personally have it, but there doesn't seem to be any acknowledgement from Sarah that is what has happened. Anyway, they didn't go to a vegan restaurant, it was actually a vegetarian restaurant. But it is quite interesting that they consistently don't seem to understand. They think that everything that is vegetarian is also vegan, and it's not, because they always say, we're eating vegan tonight, been to a vegan restaurant, and this is vegan, that is vegan, but it's not. I don't even think they would eat vegan properly, because if you were having like cakes and stuff, cakes contain eggs. Vegan cakes are very differently made than normal cakes, right? And yeah, I think it's also insulting to those who are actually vegan and vegetarian, because they don't understand that there is a difference, and it really really irritates me personally. And the last thing that happened, and this is probably the worst thing, well, apart from the fact that they didn't allow Isabel to do her exams, was the fact that they've taken Prinny away with them, and they have left her in that flat all day on her own in Edinburgh. And I can't tell you how angry that actually makes me. If she is left alone, and I don't doubt for a second that she is, you know, unless they hired a dog sitter, which it just didn't happen, right? They don't care that much. But to leave your dog alone in a strange place, but also without being able to go out because nobody's there with her, and not being able to go for a walk, or not being able to go in a back garden or anything at all, and nobody is there with her during the day, it's really wrong, and it's cruel. So I don't know what they're playing at there. They think that just taking her along is fine, but because they don't look after a dog on a general basis, they don't know that that's not what you do. They think that, because they don't usually look after Prenny, so they don't know how to look after her properly. There you go. Anyway, and that's all for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please remember to come back again next week, and we'll talk some more about what they've been up to, because they've got another few days left in Edinburgh, I believe. So anyway, hope you all have a lovely day. It's not very nice weather, so if you are going out, please wrap up warm, and I'll catch you again soon in another video. Take care, and bye bye.